Global Climate Change Alliance Plus Scaling Up Pacific Adaptation, or SUPA project, is funded by the European Union and implemented by Pacific regional organizations. The project focuses on expanding previous interventions to adapt to climate change in 10 Pacific Island countries. In the Marshall Islands, the project is working with government and non-government partners to expand or scale up atoll agriculture. This is being done in combination with behavioural changes that promote nutritious eating, frequent exercise and regular health checks. This will enhance the resilience of the Marshallese people to maintain healthy lifestyles in their remote island homes in the face of a changing climate. The SUPA project is scaling up a previous project conducted in Ailuk Atoll and completed in 2020. 1,700 people who live in Jailut Atoll and the main urban corridor of Majuro Atoll are benefiting from the 4-year-long SUPA project. The project conducted agricultural assessments in 2020. In Jailut Atoll, about 50% of the people had some tree crops such as coconut, bananas, breadfruit and papaya, and they also kept some livestock. However, there are many issues related to climate change and geographical conditions that make crop growing difficult in these small atolls. These include thin sandy soils, sea spray, and saltwater inundation.
So the Marshall Islands have some unique issues, difficulties with agriculture, and one is saltwater inundation. And saltwater inundation happens in 2 different ways. Like here is a low spot and there are some holes in it, and when the tides get very high, salt water will actually rise up out of the ground and make this area very wet and very salty.
Over the past 12 months, the project has been working with the farmers in Jailut to prune many of the trees, especially the breadfruit trees, so that they will bear more fruit. Another activity has been to build raised beds where seeds can be planted and grown while protected from saltwater inundation before being replanted in the soil.
His name is Elanjo. Elanjo is one of the very active farmer on this one. You see that side? The pumpkin and the pineapple.
Growing the crops and fruits is one part of the SUPA project. Showing people how to prepare and cook the food is another important activity, together with health checks and regular exercise. The project started with nutritional assessments.
So we've been doing a nutritional assessment, looking at what people eat and how this is reflected in their weight, their blood pressure, their blood sugar, and also their waist circumference. So we've also been looking at the school students, what they eat. So there's about 600 students in the high school, and they're fed 3 times a day through the school cafeteria. All the food is transported from Majuro, so it has to last a long time because they only get food 4 times per year. So they don't really use any local foods in the school menu. Mostly they have a lot of bread for breakfast, for lunches and dinners. They have white rice with some gravy, with some canned meat and some canned vegetables. So that's hopefully something we can work on and try and get more local produce, get some bananas and some breadfruit and things that they grow here, get that part of the school menu.
The project has also trained health workers in the communities to conduct regular checks of health indicators, such as body weight, blood pressure, and cholesterol. Women in the community are taking part in regular walking and exercise clubs, while the men in the community prefer other activities, such as weightlifting and basketball games. While the SUPA project continues to 2023, it is hoped that the climate-resilient activities described here will become lifestyle changes for the people of the Marshall Islands.
I'd like to talk a little bit about the progress and the successes of the SUPA program here in the Marshall Islands. We initiated a program on the Outer Islands in Jailut Atoll where we trained 2 health workers, and we also did 20 home gardens. And here in Majuro, we trained 8 health workers, and we did 15 home gardens. So we really appreciate this, because what this is doing is giving people a chance to have better diets and control their diabetes and live a better life. As many people know, diabetes here in the Marshall Islands is very, very prevalent. It's one of the highest per capita diabetes rates in the world. We hope we can continue this well into the future because it is a positive development for the people here in the Marshall Islands.